We are hearing publicly from Pueblo's Deputy Chief Chris Noeller. He is the mayor's top pick to become Pueblo's next police chief.
And Noeller spoke exclusively with Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Ross about his vision to move the department forward while addressing an investigation raising questions about his conduct.
A 4-page executive summary on Noeller was leaked to us and other media outlets back in April, around the time he put in his name to become Pueblo's top cop. Tonight, he's owning up to the mistakes he's made in the past and opening up about what he plans to do to improve the department. This is only a snippet, a 4-page executive summary of the 110-page report with exhibits into Deputy Chief Chris Noeller. That full report has never been publicly released, but we have an idea of the investigation's findings, which noted Noeller's past conduct violated both city and police department policy. So we had to ask, has this report and any of its findings changed anything about how you do business moving forward? How do you take a step back and say, is there something different that I can do? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I mean, what have you learned as a result of this report?
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about other people. And what it's caused me to do is I'm kind of an intense individual. I don't think you get to the level of leadership that I'm at without having a sense of intensity about you to try to get things done. But what I've learned is that intensity can be off-putting to some people.
Noeller believes he's always had the best interest of the department at heart, but there were some concerns we needed to address. The report concludes that your supervision and leadership style is at a minimum divisive.
I don't think it's accurate. At the time that this HR complaint came about, I supervised 136 people. 4 of the people that filed a complaint against me worked for me. That's less than 3%. I'm not saying it's not some validity to those complaints. I believe in ownership. But the reality of it is, it's not a pattern of behavior. How do you go from being a supervisor for 7 years to all of a sudden you can't do anything right?
Going into this job, do you feel you're at a slight disadvantage knowing that you don't have the entire support of the department on your side? Then again, in any corporate America job, a boss is not going to have 100% of its employees on his or her side.
Well, I think, am I at a disadvantage? I don't think so. And I'll tell you why. It's because I am a kind of person that believes in a philosophy of leadership called extreme ownership. And extreme ownership means that as the leader, you are responsible for what happens. I have learned a lot through this process on how to become a better leader. I'm a human being and I'm going to make mistakes. There's no doubt. But the difference is I own my mistakes, I evaluate my mistakes, and I try to learn and improve from them.
Noeller is about to take the chief spot in a controversial era. Nationwide, police departments are struggling with recruitment and retention of good officers.
We've got to get those numbers up so that we can be more out in the community and not chasing calls every day.
He says he also believes strongly on community policing, while focusing arrests on more violent offenders like those who are involved in homicides, shootings, and sexual assaults. In other countries across the nation, there's an ongoing battle between police making arrests and the justice system letting them go with little to no penalties. Your officers can do everything by the book in making arrests, but the justice system has to follow through to ensure that these criminals are successfully prosecuted. It's imperative to have a good working relationship between the police department and the DA's office. So what type of relationship do you plan on building or pursuing with District Attorney Jeff Chostner?
We know each other very well. We have the ability to call each other up and express gratitude when things go well and express concerns when they don't, and have open dialogue.
And that good dialogue extends to relationships between police and minority groups. Noeller says he wants to continue having officers meet with these groups and various religious organizations in the area, something not all departments do. But Noeller believes it gives people a chance to be part of some of the decisions within the police department.
We have them sit on oral boards to select promotions, select officers for specialized assignments, and it gives them a voice in their police department.
Now, City Council still has to formally confirm Noeller's appointment to chief. Once approved, his first official day as chief will be August 10th. Always watching out for you, Pueblo. I'm Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Ross.